All right, so we're going to be doing a series of pup workshops. I thought since I'm doing the work anyway, I might as well be recording some new videos and just showing some of the work. Some of it, there's a lot that you can learn from a lot of the things that I'm doing. So we're going to work on the eye mechanisms. Oko was always intended to have very expressive eyes. I have been able to get them to work a little bit, but not very well. So we're going to try and simplify the design and see if that makes it any better. So here we have Oko 1 and 2, the head for Oko 2, and there's a few other ones here that are eventually going to need IMAX as well. This is an Oko I'm working on that has a more softer palate so that the mouth can move a little bit more. The traditional Oko has a very flat mouth palate that sort of holds the whole foam head together. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be working on. That's a future project, but it will need the IMAX for that eventually. And this is another one that we're working on. It is a backpack Oko, so that we can take this guy around town. I can just disguise him as a backpack, and hopefully we can sneak him into some places. We'll see what we can do with him. That'll be fun. But he will, of course, also need the eye mechanism as well. So we're going to need at least 4 pairs, but we'll probably make more than that as well, because if this final design works, then this is what we're going to be going with from here on out. All right, and we're going to be experimenting on the head of Oko 2 today. So we'll be taking him apart and seeing what we can do with him. But first, let's take a look at the original design and the history of it. Okay, so this was the original pattern, but it was way too complicated. And one thing that I've learned from doing all of this work in puppetry is that the simpler, the better. So, this original sketch that I did involved a string that pulled the whole eye mechanism to make it open and close. It was just way too complicated. So that's totally gone. We're never going to see that mech again, anything like that. But I did work on, eventually evolved to this one. And this is the one that a couple of the Okos currently have inside them. And it's a little simpler, but basically what it involved was pivoting along the skin at this point, along here. This was the center, this one around the eyes, and this sort of moved like this on the body. If you can imagine this over top. And then this went through the back, and this ring was meant to be basically moved on the inside. And this sort of works, and for very specific close-up shots, I've been able to get some looks from Oko this way. I can show you some examples. But anyway, what I want to eventually do is just make it work a lot better and easier, so we can almost do it, while he's talking and stuff, so we can really get some emotion out of his face. So the way I'm going to the problem is it's still too hard to move. And I think the problem is because at the points where it's going into the foam, here and here, it's just getting resistance. So as it's trying to move on the inside, so what I want to do is remove that resistance. And we're going to cut the wire here and here, and just have the whole eyelid held down at that point by having it hand sewn. It's hand sewn down anyways at that point, and along the whole back stitch line of the eyelid. So it should stay in place even if it's cut there. And I want to have the whole thing moved by a little part on the inside here, that this ring will move up to here. And there'll be a little dip here right in the middle, and the ring will be attached to that, and I think that'll work a lot better, because then the only resistance that the eyelid will have for moving theoretically should be the ones in the middle, and they should be pretty tight. It should be pretty tight there, so hopefully it'll move really easily. But we'll see. Well, anyway, that's the idea. We'll see if it works. We'll give it a shot. So the next step is to redesign this piece, which we'll do right now real quickly. This will be easy. Let's go. You can see here, this actually the iMech from Oco. I already cut these end pieces here previously, so that's why those were gone, because those were actually holding it in place by being longer and being bent out. But this was actually the original one, had these long bars in the middle that the string was meant to be attached to. Ah, boy. Anyway, I cut the ends of these ones just to try, because this tail is actually coming back, but the ring is going to be attached to this. This ring is going to be attached. So it's not so funny after all, but yeah. Basically, we're taking this part of the design. Yeah, this is basically the design we're going to be going for. Actually, this is not much different. Because Oco 2 had one of the original designs. Anyway, let's keep going. This was the original plate for the inside. It no longer needs these tails. Those are completely superfluous because there's no strings. Those were always a silly thing. Probably remove those. Basically, yeah, this is pretty good. I don't think this is changing at all. So we still need that for the faceplate. And since there's no alterations to the faceplate, yeah, that saves us a lot of time. We basically don't need to remake them, is what I'm trying to get at. That's good. So anyway, I think this is pretty much what it's going to look like. The wire, that is, the new wire. And then the ring from this is going to be on that. Goodbye, old design. So that's it. So this is what we're hoping to see. This is the wire, and it's going to be going. This part's going to go through the center, and the ring will be on the other side, and hopefully that can move it. The only resistance will be what it's getting by going through the foam at the point in the center of the eyes. And they'll loop over the eye, and they will not go through the head at the corners of the eyes, the outer corners of the eyes. They won't go through there. They'll just be stitched down along the whole back of the eyelid, and that should hold it all in place. And the front, if we need to anchor that down, because I don't want that floating up and down, this middle part here, it needs to stay down, and to do that, we can use, I have some pipe cleaners here, which we can feed through on each side of the wire to hold it down. So we can, and those 4 spots are indicated on the pattern right here, these spots here. I don't know if that shows up or not. Probably not, but anyway. There's 4 anchor points right in the center of the eye, and it's very easy to pull pipe, like short pieces of pipe cleaner through with a tapestry needle like this and some pipe cleaner. If we need to do that, I'll show you that. That'll be really good, actually. Okay. All right, so let's just keep on working on this, and we are going to now cut out some new wires. Let's go. So I'm not entirely sure what the gauge of this wire is. I think, yeah, I got this, I think, from the Looney store. Again, I have a small piece. You get them in a roll like this. I think it was in like the gardening section, the gardening aisle of Dollarama. You can get it at any local hardware store, of course. I have lots of different gauges of wire, but this one just works well. And I had some copper wire I was using previously, but it was leaving some residue on my hands. I didn't like my fingertips. Coppery kind of smell. So, if it wasn't obvious enough, these workshops where I'm going to be working, just doing little projects for the pups, for the YouTube channel, they're sort of unscripted, and these are sort of a practice for what could be eventually live streams. But, we'll see. I've never done live streams before, but, this is good practice for that. I'm going to mark here and here where we're going to bend. So, as soon as I say that this is going to be good practice for live streaming, I stop talking. So, let's talk a little bit more about what we're doing here. So, I have the center part of the eye done. So, this is the part that's going to be punctured through the front of the eyes here. And that will leave these wires out, which the eyelids go on. I'll show every step of that when we get to it. I think I have a picture of a bunch of these somewhere, which I was going to post on Instagram. But haven't yet. I don't know. The Vancouver, my design company has a Instagram that does not get updated very often, but the Vancouver Pupps do not yet have an Instagram, and I don't know. I'm not really too big on the whole Instagram thing, but I understand it's kind of important in promoting yourself and that kind of thing. So, let me know, everybody, what you guys think about that. If you guys would like to see a Vancouver Pupps Instagram, let me know in the comments. It might be something that I might consider, but yeah. I have lots of pictures and stuff that I could post there. So, I think I've done these eye mechs so many different ways. It's just an art. It's not a science. I'm just sort of bending the eye around the way I want it, as you can see. Done. There's one half finished. Now the other half. Okay, well, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I should sort of record this just so that I can make a pattern for this. So this one says 4.5 inches, and this eyelid says this one's more. Well, maybe not. No, we'll say 4.5 inches. Okay. Let's see what this is. The center it's 1 inch long, so let's just say it's 2 inches. And then each of these is, let's say, another 1/2 inch. Let's just say it's 1/2 inch. Yeah. So that means the new wire is going to be 4.5 inches plus 1/2 inch plus 2 plus 1/2 inch, which basically makes that 3 inches plus another 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12. So it's essentially 12 inch. 12 inch long wire. Should do it. This should be approximately 12 inches long now. So let's just cut one more at 12 inches and see if that's true. Gonna see if our math is right. Or, close enough. Yeah. Sometimes I'm pretty wasteful with things like wire. I should be more careful. But let's just see what we got here. Okay. So I judged very poorly about how much wire to cut. So since I have enough for another one, I'm going to do another one, which will give us 3. Hopefully they're accurate. Got to be more careful with things, with how I'm measuring. So there we go. We got 2 pieces. So basically, I want to measure 4.5 inches from each side for the arch of the eyelid, and then after 4.5 inches in, there's just 1/2 inch on each side, and that should give us 2 inches in between, and they are. So there's 4.5, 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 1/2 inch, and this should be 4.5. And it is. So there's our new pattern. Okay. Good. And we can still got the pattern for the face. The underplate anchor for the eyes is still accurate. The only spots we're going to really need now, are the center points, of course, for the actual eyes. Those need to be marked, and we need the center hole slit, which is for that to poke through. I hope this works. Yeah, I want to really be able to move Oko's eyes and do some really fun things. Eyes are very important in puppetry. These beautiful glass eyes that Oko has, I didn't make. This is probably the only part of Oko that wasn't handmade by me, but I got them on eBay, and I bought as many as I could that matched. So I got a whole bunch of these beautiful glass blue eyes, and I just love these because they look very human-like. And yeah, you can get a lot of emotion out of him. I've been able to get a lot of emotion out of him already, and I'm really looking forward to what else I can do. So the eyes are definitely going to be staying like this. I love this. We got other plans for the eyes as well, but the first things first is we've got to get these eyes moving a little more gracefully. So we're getting there. So let's keep moving forward. I'm just going to quickly fold these wires, and then we will work on installing one into the head of Oko 2 and see how that fits. I think that I actually have to open these up a bit because we have to be able to roll the eyelids onto. So I'm eventually going to be doing a video about all the different versions of Oko I've done, but to date, I think I've done about 10 different Okos so far. So we're doing pretty good. The goal is to get as many as possible, different kinds of puppets, different kinds of versions of Oko that can do different things. I want him to be able to do just about anything, Oh, and we've barely scratched the surface of what we're going to be seeing with him, so yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I really appreciate all of the comments that I've gotten so far on the videos, and the reception I've received on it has been really positive. And yeah, I'm just excited to let everyone know that we've barely seen anything that I have planned. You know, I have so many things going on in my imagination for this character. It'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully we got years ahead of ourselves to see it all unfold, but one thing at a time. Because it is just me doing everything. Um, because it is just me doing everything. At this point, I don't really have anyone else to work with on this show. It's just everything kind of happens really slowly. But, you know, it's okay. You know, this is just YouTube. This is something that, you know, I'm having fun doing. And, yeah, we'll just see where it goes. Okay, so there we go. So we got 3 different IMAX. We're going to put this now into the head of Oko 2. We'll just do this one. And we will see, we'll get through the eyelids and we'll just see how it goes. I'll just test to make sure that it's not too difficult to get this ring on here. This should be fine. Yeah, that was easy. Okay. See, I still can see the hole here. Oko 2, the head of Oko 2 didn't quite look as good as Oko 1, obviously. That's why the other head, most of the videos have had a different version of Oko than this one. Oh man, I might have to take the whole eyelid off. This is what I was worried about. No, maybe not. Let's see here. No, I guess not. Trying to save some time here. See, normally I'd have to take the whole eyelid off, and then the eyelids would be put along the wire. Then the wire would be bent down, and then the back eyelid is hand sewn down. But yeah, I'm trying to save time. Look, looks like we got it. No problem. Okay, so that was one eyelid. Let's do the other now. Yeah. We've got a lot of new characters coming to the show that are upcoming, just to let everybody know. There's several, and there's going to be some returning older characters that we're going to be seeing. They're going to be showing up and doing some things in the show, finally. They're in production. So, yeah, lots of fun new things coming. So we're just going to bend these wires now really well, or not just the proper shape. Let's see here. Got to make sure this is down all the way. I almost think I might need to cut them shorter. The eyelids, because you see, they're almost up too high here. So I might have to take another ½ an inch off, which would change the pattern slightly. That would just take off ½ an inch on the very edges, making it only 4 inches in on each side of the wire. But let's just see. I'm going to keep playing with this. Yeah, I think they need to be the eyelids need to be smaller. Yeah, pretty sure. It's funny, even though this Oko has barely been seen, it still has really worn feel. The foam inside is... All these Okos have been really well worked, and that's okay. I mean, I have enough fabric and foam to make 100 Okos if I really wanted to. Good Lord, don't ask me to do that. But basically, I have lots of fabric and foam. There's going to be lots of opportunities to do different versions of Oko. So that's sort of the whole idea. Yeah, I think I can just do it cosmetically from outside here. I don't want to have to take the wire out of the eyelid before I do it. So let's take off ½ an inch. Okay, done. So I just took off, so that's going to change the pattern somewhat. This is just going to end up being 4 inches on each side, which will take that down to an 11-inch stick. Or wire, not stick. 11-inch wire in length. Okay, so I'm now going to continue to bend it into shape. Okay, well, it's my first chance to test the mech, and it still feels a little stiff. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe not. What we're going to need to do is anchor it down at this middle point, right here. All right, let's see. I'm just trying to move the little pin on the inside. Yeah, it's just about as stiff as ever. I don't know. It looks pretty good, though. I guess it's not much better off than what it was. We'll see. I think, yeah, see, when I press down there and really make it a tight joint where it's intended to move at a pivot, it seems to be better. So I think what I'm going to do is anchor it at that point with some pipe cleaners. That'll be the next step. I almost think I don't want. I always put these big black pom-poms on the back of the eye because I don't like. I want it to be dark back there, and I want it to fill out the eyelid. But I don't want to show too much, and I'm still worried that the eyelid is actually a little bit still too exposed. So I might even take off another ½ inch. I don't know. That might be good. If I take off another ½ inch, I think that it might be just about perfect. Let's see about this one. Anyway, that might be a safe bet. That would take it down to a 10-inch wire that's running through the entire length of it. We went down a whole inch on that eyelid down, but I think it needs it because it's kind of showing behind the eye too much. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So that I think that's getting a lot better. Let's see how the I think that looks pretty darn good. That is, yeah, definitely not showing back behind the eyelid as much. So the eyelid is also going to be, I think, stitched down a little extra as well here because it's the tip of the wire is kind of floating here. I think it's okay. We'll see. I might just do some extra securing at the corners, the 4 corners of the 2 eyes. And yeah, so good. So let's change the pattern one more time, the original paper pattern. So now, oh my goodness, I get an eraser. So it's going down now from 4 to 3.5 on each side, 3.5 inches, which brings everything down. That's 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 3. Yep. So that's it. So there's the pattern for the new wire, which also means that these other two that we cut need to have an inch taken off from each end, because we just did that to the other one, right? So let's do that. So let's take off an inch. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be installing these. Well, maybe we will. We might do one more. Maybe we'll do OCO 1. After we make sure that this is all going to work out with OCO 2, then we'll take the head off of OCO 1 and we'll see if we can repair that one. Anyway, so these should all be ready to go now. There. Wow, they look so simple, small. I like that. I think I'm going to just do a little tracing here. I like this. I think it's good to have this too. Here, I'll put it here. Yeah, so anyway. So these two will be saved. I'm actually going to need more of these. Yeah, talking, there's going to be some other OCOs you're going to be seeing soon coming up. There's one that is going to be hopefully somewhat waterproof, and we're going to be able to play with him in water. So he's going to need one of these. And then we also have another OCO that should theoretically glow in the dark, or at least glow under a black light. And we're going to be doing some fun things with him in the dark, some dark photography and dark light stuff. Should be cool. So yeah, so that means we're going to need at least another 2 more of these, but we won't worry about that right now. I'll do that off camera. Like I said, we'll just see if this works. Okay, so the pattern now, as far as I'm concerned, is finally done. So now let's just make some little anchors here. I'm just going to cut off some pieces. We're going to need 2 of these per OCO. So this is long enough. How long are these? These are about, I just eyeballed this. These are just about 3 inches. Yeah, that sounds good. So 3-inch pipe cleaner pieces. Let's do another 3. I'll just cut them since we got them. Okay, so using a tapestry needle, I'm going to puncture through the plate. I don't know if you can see this or not. No, it's way too dark. Hold on, maybe we can. Right here, it's a little awkward. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of learning and figuring things out and what works the best. But I do not think that shows. Anyway, never mind. We'll go over that another time. But basically, there's a little plate on the inside underneath the eyes that the eyes are screwed through the foam and then through that plate and then secured with bolts on the underside. And the center of the eye met canal that we just punctured through and goes through the eyelids also goes through that plate. And on either side of that plate, there's little holes that this pipe cleaner wire is now going to be fed through on each side. So I got 2 of them here, and to do that, we'll use a tapestry needle. It's gonna be a little finicky out. I think I got it there. Yeah, this is not too tough. When you have the right tools, things like this are really easy. And yeah, you'll see these pipe cleaners, because they're orange, they'll just disappear. So that's easy enough. Just puncture that through. The head of the tapestry needle is a little thick, but I think it's... good. Yeah, no, this looks fine. Yep, good. That was a little tougher than I thought, but we did it. So I got the wire now, the pipe cleaner wire through, and I'm basically just gonna now twist it in place. But let's just do the other side, you know, since that was so easy. It can be tough to get the this tapestry tapestry needle head is pretty thick. Um, I mean, the faux fur is a very loose weave fabric, and the foam is porous. It's not hard to get through. It's just, I think also it's a matter of the faceplate hole, which is actually hard plastic. That's what's hard to get through. Okay, we got it. Done. The pipe cleaner has now gone through both sides of the inner corners of the eye, and the twist ties are twisted. The pipe cleaners are twisted from the inside. Okay. So it's very secure now. You know, there's no way the eye mech now can separate from the head as it is, because it's very tight on the inside here. And, you know, I'm a little sorry to say that the iMech, though, is still a little bit tough. Yeah, we might have to go to yet another route. But, you know, it's not any worse off than it was, I think. You know, I can still, with a bit of work, move the eyelids. Anyway, I don't know. If you have any suggestions or you know, ideas of how we might be able to improve the eye mechanisms of Oko, you know, please let me know down in the comments. And yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. This is going to be the first of well, it will be a lot of different workshops where we're going to be working on different puppets and trying to do different things. Just so that we can kind of flesh out the channel a little bit and get more content out there, and just have a little more fun with, you know, the guys, and see if we can continue to see the Vancouver Pupps evolve over time and improve and get better. Yeah. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on the Pup Workshop on the Vancouver Pupps YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day.